with my family. I can find other ways to serve. I can visit Africa more often. Hey, the point is, I don't understand why people want to stay so long, especially when they've got a lot of money. When a leader tries to change the rules in the middle of the game just to stay in office, it risks instability and strife, as we've seen in Burundi. And this is often just a first step down a perilous path. And sometimes you'll hear a leader say, well, I'm the only person who can hold this nation together. If that's true, then that leader has failed to truly build the nation. You look at Nelson Mandela. Madiba, like George Washington, forged a lasting legacy, not only because of what they did in office, but because they were willing to leave office and transfer power peacefully. And just as the African Union has condemned coups and illegitimate transfers of power, the AU's authority and strong voice can also help the people of Africa ensure that their leaders abide by term limits and their constitutions. Nobody should be president for life. And your country's better off if you have new blood and new ideas. I'm still a pretty young man. But I know that somebody with new energy and new insights will be good for my country. It will be good for yours too in some cases.
I said, President, we are and the CDC will lose election unless, that's the condition. And I continue to blow this trumpet. To be very clear, I am an insightful person, but I'm also an insider of Liberian politics on all of the fronts. The first thing I would like for Seditians to know is that all the chat rooms that you opened, that I was a part of, I am still a part of them. And the reason is very simple. You don't mess with a man that got brain. You see Eugene Fagon, but look for other names. I am 5 persons. If you kill 1, you will see 4. That is a hint. I am in all of the chat rooms. Trust me, I am. I read, until quite recently, I read something from somebody that I did not expect, or I should say at least expected it to come from. This person tells me they're very religious. They always act religious. And I was shocked. But what shocked the person was when I called them and I said to them, so you refer to me as a dog in your chat room? Who told you? I said, let me read for you word for word. That person is a lady by the name of Miata Dan. If you know her, because when she appealed to me, not to block her, I said, but you don't need to be talking to a dog. Once you called me a dog, that was it. You don't need to be friends with a dog. You know, oh no, Fagon, I'm a seditious. So I was kind of upset. Not that you're a seditious, so you kind of upset. So you call me a living human being. The person you call a friend.
Who are you to give your information? To register. My whole house hasn't been counted. The whole thing is focus. There's nothing going on. Only for you to know. Maybe by the end of January, I don't know, January, maybe they will give you a number. They will come up with a number because all you want to know about the numbers. That's the whole thing about the census. And beside the numbers, demarcations. There are districts that need to be actually break into 2 or even 3 or so. They are yet to be done also. But tomorrow, somebody is going to give you a number that this is the population of the Republic of Liberia. Because that's the report they want to give. But I'm telling you what we are seeing, the way they're handling things, and we saw it from afar. We talked about it. We condemned some of the works, and we call them to actually wear the real garments that they need to wear to do this job. They failed to do it. I called over and over again for at least 5 top officials of that institution to go. When did the government, ever took a decision on that? Until we got to the point now and say, oh yeah. I mean, some of them they won't come here and say it, but they'll say, oh, we thought we would have listened to, Mr. Pacquiao the last time also. But for me, my quest, I will continue. When I see it from a distance, I will talk about it. If they see it necessary to make changes, fine. If they don't see it necessary, leave it as we'll continue to go. But the whole NEC, Legis, they all don't fit for purpose right now. The job, listen, it is not only intended for a lawyer. Qualification. If somebody, this is where we are now. We just focus on this degree and we don't actually vet the people properly. You say, you see now, for the past 5 years, if you have so many incompetent individuals who only carry out degrees, titles, if you don't call them doctor, people get angry with it. But at the end of it, they don't even function according to
Liberia is on the rising. Unabated. Liberia is on the rising. Who dare stands in the way of this great nation? A great nation found on the west coast of Africa has the ownership of over 48% of the remaining Guinean forest, has several mountains, virgin mountains of iron ore. Guess what? The World Bank reports that its citizens are among some of the world's poorest group of people. What a contradiction of the reality. Why should we be poor, by the way?
All of our adversaries, and we shall shout at last. The Lord stand forever, the Lord stand forever. Oh, long may flow our land and our sea. This journey flowing never uphold it forever. And shout for the Lord. Oh, heaven be
So good afternoon to you to another brand new edition of State of the Nation. Good afternoon to you, Mr. President. Good afternoon to you, Madam First Lady. And good afternoon to you, some of our longtime friends who have turned to be no friend anymore, just by presidential preferment. Hey, Liberia, human beings. So we bring this one down at the time of 2:42 for this edition of State of the Nation. We're glad to be back on your platform to educate you, inform you, and entertain you on this platform as we've always done. This is State of the Nation. My name is Chris. I'm here with Magdalene. Maggie, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. It's good to be back.
Yes, it's always good to be back.
Yes.
I see
I'm
you on the
fine.
screen, man. Yeah. I see you on the screen.
You're making me shy.
Sorry, man. Sorry. Somebody decoded a gossip on a keke and told me early this morning. They said they want to see you on the screen.
Oh.
Anyway, how are you? How was your night?
Well, my night was great. I slept like a princess, and I had a wonderful night.
Okay, so today's edition is going to look at, well, we have to give you update from
Why you rushing like that? I said I slept like a princess. You can't say anything.
who
Who cares?
no, I don't want to say who cares, right? I think it's only Mr. Saah who celebrate that. Oh, my dollar slept like a princess. And your siblings. Anyway, I always pray with you. As a
Wow.
matter of fact, you've always prayed for me.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I'm down, and I mean, you serve as a cushion to revive my sometimes hyper condition, and I'm very grateful.
Yeah.
And by the time I take leave of you, I will have no regret that we ever knew
Yeah.
one another.
And I mean, God will just recommend someone
Yeah.
that I pray that the person will be so troublesome. When you say, yeah, I meant to
So
that.
troublesome?
Yeah.
No, man.
Eh?
No.
No.
Professionals will come, professionals will go.
Of course, you have professional people, but they will, I mean, not really.
So I'm troublesome?
No, I mean someone who is going to how you call it, assist you, or I mean that will be I don't know how to put it, but I want anyway, let me just leave it. I don't want to because anything I say, yeah. Let me be very
anything you say is right. I want for one music for you. Anything you say right. Huh?
No, I want to ask you how is that night?
It was good.
Okay.
You know, I left from here yesterday. For once,
Okay.
I was really speeding last night just to get home. Then this morning, I'm noticing that early bird nature of me is getting away so early. So I mean, gradually, by the time I was awake, I saw daylight, and I just decided, well, if I leave Broville at this time, I will get myself in the traffic, and so I had to wait for the traffic to drive. They made some way of stoppages in town. I needed to have stopped to Ciro Gallo, the latest on the block when it comes to herbal treatment. But then I thought I would have been late for this moment. So, Cyril, if you're listening, good afternoon to you. You are an exceptional woman. And I am now an ambassador of Herbal Life. It's a kind of treatment, pure organic. And in less than 4 days, it has revived my condition. I'm also not going to forget about Max Diagnostic Clinic on the Pepland Road. The preparator there is Simbe Opati Hila. And as a matter of fact, when we were at the Adventist High School, his quizzing name was Skillful. Skillful is there. He is one of Liberia's renowned macrobiologists. And that guy is at his peak in his youthful age.
Wow.
I already not picking you. I pick.
Oh, I didn't be good. All right.
Other than
beginning to see what he's doing.
Yeah, but everybody, we went our way, and none of us have feel what yeah. He decided to be medical practitioner. Vani Kiazulu decided to be a banker. Harry Colley decided to be a security man. I decided to be a professional journalist.
So only you are a professional.
No, as a professional, I decided to be journalist.
What? Yeah.
Segment of Party Yila is the preparator of the Max Diagnostic
Okay.
clinic on the pipeline road. It's just on the sidewalk. Just, I mean, very easy to find when you go into on the other side. In less than an hour or two, they're going to do all your biochemistry and come up with a result, and then you can move forward. That was the place where the guy told me, man, you mean you drove from Burrowville to come here with this pressure, this high blood pressure, man? Are you okay? I said, no, I'm just sweating in my system. He said, well, all we can do is to stabilize for now and then go to sleep at 3 o'clock for at least 3 hours. Then we can start to do some chemical analysis. That is the place I was when you were announcing that I can't be here. So the guy even came and said, no, you can't be tuning in. I want you to rest, and you should not have access to your phone right now because your condition, it is unspeakable. It is only God that brought you this far. And always it has to be God, of course. So after all those chemical analysis, and I went down to Herbalife. The breakfast alone, when it's served as zero, zero, make it need for yourself. Anyone who has similar problem like me, cholesterol, high blood pressure, stuff like that, you want to work on it, man, go to Herbalife. It's just after the Catholic Junction, before the Dunkin' gas station. There's a maroon gate on the left-hand side. That is, if you're coming in from Painesville by way going to town. If you're coming from town, immediately after Dunkin' gas station, it has a maroon gate. Drive there, knock the gate, they'll open, and when you enter, the entire place is green. You know what green stands for? They're going to face you a tea with a breakfast. They're all some semi-liquid or liquid. That breakfast is heavy, is heavier than dokun or fufu or domba, but it's all organic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just
No.
But you saw it.
I saw it, and
Like you are very eating my food behind you.
but when I supposed to benefit just that the way I see your face when you start to eat, the way I see your face, I'll be like, okay, no, I think
You were.
I don't have to taste this.
Yeah.
But you know what? There's another dish that has been how you call it? Is it prescribed? Not prescribed, but no,
Yeah, prescribed.
the prescribed, right?
Yeah, the grilled fish.
Yes. For that one, no, I can measure arm with you.
No, grilled fish. Don't worry.
And for the next 2 months, you have to be eating grilled fish. Yeah, that for health reasons. I think they told you that it's not for me. So I really support that. But I support a healthy lifestyle, and it's important. There are times, excuse me to say this, but sometimes we say that the doctors go to, I think I go to hell. But when they tell you, it's very difficult to observe diet, especially when you're eating toboggy. At any time you eat this one, you eat that one.
I'm telling you,
it's not difficult. It's very difficult. Even at setting when you are placed on diet to observe. So it's very expensive, number one. And even if you have money, you will still want to get this, you want to eat that and stuff like that. But it's important to just follow some of these simple rules. It's difficult.
I didn't know that when you follow these rules, man, you are different person.
Yeah, sure. It's good.
I'm not going to eat toboggy at 12 midnight.
No, don't try it. It's not even good to it's good to take your drugs, complete your drugs. Some people don't complete their medicine. I'm not talking about that drugs they put in a be push and other stuff. I'm talking about the one that is
essential drug.
Okay, yeah. So please, it's good to complete it. It goes to you and everyone. 1, 2. Follow the instructions of the doctors. Don't say, oh yeah, I don't want you even know what you on or what they sometimes we say the doctors are next to God. Yeah, because I mean that's how we see it, because they are they are placed in that position to save lives, right?
Yeah.
So it's important that you look at how you're looking good.
I'm looking
I
for
see you in the morning, you relax.
Yes.
And you really relax, and it's good. You come in the morning, you relax and do your work, and I see some changes with you, your weight and everything. But it's
My weight.
yeah. I mean, sometimes when you step one time in the office, they
Wanna step?
yeah.
No, that
you
tap.
know that
I'm not the one who removed that tap.
no, it be like the whole boom. The tire can shake. I be like, what? Mr. B, your employee coming on. But it's good to observe that. I thank God you are back, and I'm so glad because when you're here, we have a lot of things that we work on. Yes, even in your absence, I mean, the show was going on, but they you know, my productivity was limited, not for the show, but for other things that we had to work on. It was, but I'm very, very glad that you are back, and we're going to have a wonderful time. We'll be going to Bomi. And you want us to go to
At 3
Bomi?
o'clock.
Yeah,
3
Bomi
o'clock.
and Maryland, right?
And Maryland, yes.
Okay. So we have to take Orange.
Yeah, but before we take our, let me recognize Lincoln Bryant, one-time television editor here at the Renaissance Communications. You there watching from the Twin Cities in Minnesota, in the USA. Let me say hi to you, Lincoln. We had a wonderful work together here at the Renaissance Communications Incorporated 18 years ago. And I hope you still remember this critical of professionalism. Hillary Chua, good afternoon to you. Nathaniel Toba, Joe B. Jar, Blama Kamara, Sion Sylvester Smith, Patrick Flomo, Eman Hammer, and the list goes on. No, let me do justice to the rest of the people who are on right now. Vafi Ducle, Benny G. Ganyo, Emmanuel Bobo, all of you are tuned in via the internet on State of the Nation. My name is Chris. As I said, it is a collabo between me and Magdalene. Today we're going to be looking at, we're going to be giving you an update from the National Transit Authority. I started it yesterday, and I need to correct some numbers. If I was giving leverage to the immediate former administration, the guys ransacked that place. The ransacked. No Liberian will want to break down a Liberian-owned institution like what the Habib Macaulay administration did to NTA, the National Transit Authority. The National Transit, there are only 6 useful buses right now. The rest are all scrapped. From 45 to 6, they're all scrapped. I just need to clear that one off. Then we'll come to NASCOP. NASCOP is becoming troublesome. Since yesterday, that embarrassment. Claims and counterclaims. Fabomo claims that he's still the legitimate Director General of NASCOP, and Councillor Kana had gone to take over as officer in charge. And this senior employee is the latest on the block. She stopped the takeover even in the middle or in the midst of powerful government officials, including the UP National Chairman, the Senate Committee Chair on Executive, the Minister of Commerce, and some legal luminaries. We'll come back to all those ones to give you what happened next. As we said, we talked to our correspondents from Maryland and Bomi counties. We talked to Rashford Gardiner from Maryland and talked to Rachel Williams from Bomi County. Then we will have a little bit of monologue on the establishment of the World Crime Court. World Crime Court. In my opinion, we're just a few days or few months or few weeks away from the establishment of the World Crime Court. We are, and I'm telling you, modalities are working like California wildfire so fast, rapidly moving. Some people want it established in Ghana, but those who have the money in their pockets, the United States and others said no. No, sorry. The speaker said no. The speaker said, we got the land, 43,000 square miles. We got it. We can apportion of it to establish the much talk about World Crime Court. And it's becoming comical. The Global News Network of Philip Brooks is reporting that Prince Johnson is claiming that the president has stopped talking to him since the president met the controversial Alan White, the man who is pushing for the establishment of War and Economic Crimes Court in Liberia, though not a Liberian. As a matter of fact, let me give you another information. In Paris right now, as we speak, Kute Kamara, the notorious Ulimbo general in Foya, is at the moment on the stand after he appealed a guilty verdict in the French lower court. He's currently in the French Supreme Court pleading not guilty. He had pleaded 11 count guilty earlier 2022. We give a background. We attempt to talk to Evelyn by the CB, Doshiwela reporter in Liberia, who is in the courtroom. Couldn't speak to me, but we exchanged text messages. Could not speak due to courtroom procedure, but we exchanged text messages, and then we tie it into the need for the establishment of the World Crime Court. And then I'm hearing that Senate Pro Tempore, former Senate Pro Tempore Albert Chie, has written the plenary about the implication, why not reconciliation? Hey, don't do that to us. Don't do that to us. And then quoting the TRC, this platform will equally quote the TRC, calling for the establishment of War and Economic Crime Court. And who told you that's why you called reconciliation? You wounded me. You left me wounded. And you want me to look into your face and say, I forgive you. Why you don't want to have your days in court to exonerate yourself? We got some audio, we play it for the Lutheran Church massacre. The woman does not like to be called at that compound because what she witnessed that July day. Then you say we should all have a palaver and say, let bygones be bygone. We will battle it intellectually and give all of our support to the establishment of War and Economic Crime Court. These and much more coming up, line up this afternoon, and that will take us up to 4 o'clock. From 4 to 5 is the agriculture segment. We try to rejuvenate it. Obviously, it has to be under this administration. The last administration did nothing much to rejuvenate the agricultural activities. We're hearing about the establishment of re-establishment of the Agricultural Cooperative Development Bank. We equally hearing millions of dollars have been injected into Liberia's economy for agricultural purposes. Who are those that could benefit those money? Is it going to be the humble jumbo that the Nigerians are calling? Or we call it business as usual? You don't have a farm, but you took a farm grant. Let's take Orange and be right back.
Just my weapon for Filipino show business. Don't worry, I got the perfect solution for you. I heard it on the radio. They bring the announcement again. Just listen.
More light at home, more possibilities for greatness. Orange Energy is a reliable solution to all light problems. Inspired by the sun and changing lives, one beam at a time. Brighter days are here. Orange Energy now provides reliable electricity at affordable rates. With solar kits starting at $6,565 Liberian dollars and monthly payments starting at $1,600 Liberian dollars. Visit any of our stores or POS to purchase your kit.
Brings you closer to what matters.
Orange.
Right, fast-speed internet, and data. I have no excuse to not get one router in my house. Yeah, let me run not support them for me and the family.
Get your home internet router from any Orange store or POS around the country and enjoy affordable data packs that start from $9 for 10 gigabytes valid 30 days to $59 for 125 gigabytes valid 30 days. There's a pack for everyone. Enjoy using the fastest speed internet. Brings you closer to what matters. Orange.
I have no excuse to not get one router in my house. Yeah, let me run not support them for me and the family.
Get your home internet router from any Orange store or POS around the country and enjoy affordable data packs that start from $9 for 10 gigabytes valid 30 days to $59 for 125 gigabytes valid 30 days. There's a pack for everyone. Enjoy using the fastest speed internet. Brings you closer to what matters. Orange.
Right, fast-speed internet, and follow data pack. I have no excuse to not get one router in my house. Yeah, let me run not support them for me and the family.
Get your home internet router from any Orange store or POS around the country and enjoy affordable data packs that start from $9 for 10 gigabytes valid 30 days to $59 for 125 gigabytes valid 30 days. There's a pack for everyone. Enjoy using the fastest speed internet. Brings you closer to what matters. Orange.
Are you a leader of a local NGO, private sector company, or influential organization working towards positive change? USAID wants to know about your impact. Visit USAID Liberia on Facebook to take a brief survey. You can also text your organization's name to request a survey link at 0880-025559. That's 0880-025559 or 0772-674069. That's 0772-674069. Share your organization's story and be a part of shaping Liberia's future development.
All right, so Orange Liberia got new promotions, and we want to share with you. Deal of the day. This is $1.50, and you will get 3 gigabytes for a day. To activate, just dial *352# and select option 6. So that's deal of the day. $1.50 for 3 gigabytes, and it lasts for 1 day. So all you have to do is to dial *352# and select 6. Turban night data. Enjoy browsing the whole night. So you will get 5 cents. Yeah, 5 cents for 1,000 megabytes, $1 for 2,500 megabytes, and $2 for 6,500 megabytes. To activate Turban night, that means in the night, using it at night when you want to do all of your work, because people are up in the night, some at times working. So to activate Turban night, dial *352# and select option 5. Select option 5. Those of you who work at night, valid only from 11:30 p.m. to 5 a.m. And then maximum talking, that's $190 Liberian dollars. Dial 144# and enjoy. On net voice, 120 minutes. On net SMS, unlimited. Data, 100 megabytes. So if you want to talk forever on your Orange, you will have 120 minutes. So it lasts for 3 days. It lasts for 3 days. So all you have to do is dial 144# or scan to download. So you can always also visit our Orange Facebook page, Orange Just type in Orange, and then you will get you go there to get all of the information that you need to. So the maximum talking, turbo night data, deal of the day, these are all promotions just for you and making communication very affordable. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Then we go to Bombay County next stop to talk with our correspondent. You have to start connecting him now. Yeah, this is State of the Nation. By the time we clear Bombay and Maryland off, we go strictly into some of the topical points that we have. And we lead us up to 4 o'clock. Lead us up to 4 o'clock, where we shall have spoken, gone into other discussion. We'll also talk a little bit about the financial intelligence embarrassment, financial intelligence agencies embarrassment. Imagine you were told to crack down criminal operation of money laundering. You yourself, you are caught. Your hands is in a cookies jar. We can't get. Okay, so this is Rachel Williams. Rachel, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. Let me say good afternoon to our people, my people, like
Okay, first thing, let's do it chronologically. This time, current before late one. We're hearing that the Western Cluster Journalists Association has issued a statement condemning the King George fracas 3 days ago, which led to the death of 2 persons. Is that correct?
Yes, this development is quite correct. The chairperson of the Western Region Journalists Association came up with a press statement speaking against the situation that took place in Ginjua, the law of protest that took place in the Western Region Journalists Association are calling on the Liberian government to bring perpetrators to justice if any were caught, and also so that the government can also come suppress some of these, or the government can sometimes to talk with some of these companies to ensure that their development agreements are always adhered to, so that some of these small things can be happening as usual within concession areas.
Okay, that is good, and it's good to have yourself on record that you condemn, of course, in journalism. Solution is the best practice in terms of dialogue instead of violence. Good. My greetings to the rest of the members of the Western Journalists Association. But let's move on to this report that Bombay County has entered into an agreement with a mining company that could net bombing 400,000 yearly. Am I correct?
Yes, that information is correct, and that was done over the weekend. It was on a Friday, last Friday, when the bombing legislative caucus convened a meeting with citizens in Tocumba, Bombay County, and that meeting was intended to allow the citizens to sign an agreement with a new concession company called Congo Mining. So according to the legislative caucus and the document that they came up with, this company will operate for 5 years. The company will be giving 400,000 to Bombay County and 1,500 to 3 affected in Bombay County, right here, somewhere around the Central District.
Okay, so it's what Watley said, especially among our traditional people. When you're bitten by a snake, you will run every time you see a lizard. Already, Bombay is caught up in embarrassment with Western Cluster's operation. Western Cluster is not living up to this agreement, and the caucuses of the 3 counties have in fact further indicted the Western Cluster, calling on the authorities, that's the central government, to shut them down until otherwise ordered. With all these things not abated, they're entering into another agreement with another mining company. What are the lessons learned?
So these are some of the concerns that came up from our citizens that attended the meeting over the weekend. They said said, but this agreement we are going into, we are hoping that they will not behave like how Western clubs have been behaving. And so the legislative caucus headed by who presided, Senator Edison, who presided on the meeting, we have our representative, Valley of Senior District, Representative Mana Bishop Johnson, Representative Sam Jala. Who the four of them were in the meeting. Only Senator Edison, who was out of the country, and according to Senator Tata, he sent in an excuse that he could not be in that meeting. So the people said that we are hoping that this company will not behave like Western Cluster. Up to now, there are other issues with doing the mineral development agreement that they are not living up to it. So the response was that the company will not, because according to them, they are taking cue from what Western Cluster is doing. So that agreement is a genuine agreement to show that people will do those things. So the manager of the company assured the people in the meeting over the weekend that they will ensure that they live by what is strong within that particular memorandum of understanding.
Okay, so the new mining agreement, I don't know what gave the power to the caucus to get into the agreement. We still have to follow up with the National Investment Commission and the rest of it. But besides,
The will be mining the tailings, and that is the share that the waste that came from out of the mining of the ores during the Liberian mining company. There's a huge waste that came from out of that particular money, and so that waste is being deposited at certain area down the mount. So it is that waste that the people will be doing tailings and will be, taking out to ensure that they can take the mineral from out of that particular tailings of the waste from the mining of the ores during the Liberian mining company in Bomi.
Have you personally visited the site?
Yes, I've been there because that area I've been somewhere that we've been visiting all the period of time. And so just as they are coming in now, they are beginning to start constructing some houses that their workers and other staff will be in, but they have not started because they just signed the agreement.
How are those houses looking like? Like the prefabricated, like what Yekepa looks like, container like, or they have a real structure?
That just container legs, and only one or two men are just concrete, or majority are container legs. Housing that they are trying to put down because the agreement is fine. They say in case of anything, maybe it will be renewed. But that particular agreement as well, it is insurance is that when on their apartment, say maybe the county have a manner in which that the company will be operating, they can still come back and show that you don't go hard and go back on the drawing table, and also that of the company too as well. If they are observed that they have issue, they also come back on the drawing table to see whether they can be able to reconcile it.
A fascinating, Rachel Williams. Thanks so much for filing in those developments from Western Liberia. Only county to be specific.
Thank you very much, Chris, for having on this afternoon.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you so much. Okay.
This is for you, Patrick Harris of the Liberia National Police, Burraville City. Oh, 1:30, first time ever seeing you on duty. That was on yesterday. I didn't know. In fact, I told the people that the professionals were sitting and ready to be Liberian National Police. So U-102 confirmed by Liberian Senate. Now, for those of you in Lagwazu Town, Vonjama District, you're tuning in. Your son is now the Deputy Police Inspector General for operation. William Malba, 101, an FBI train. Man, the professionals are ganging up. Go and see the road at Douala. It is turning into an expressway. Yeah. So I'm going to bring this one down and go strictly into this debate about the War and Economic Crime Court. You still, yeah, so connecting. We're still trying to connect Maryland County. And yes, Adama Dempster will be available to talk a little bit about this segment on the establishment of Royal Crown Court. Okay, so we can move on. In 2022, a French court convicted and sentenced the Liberian warlord Kuti Kamara to life in prison for complicity in crimes against humanity, torture, and barbarism following 3 weeks of trial here in the French capital, Paris. Evelyn Panel is reporting that 3 weeks, they didn't have to waste time. 3 weeks. France is not Liberia, but they're prosecuting those who created mayhem on their people and fled this country and want to live in the comfort of European capitals. So as we speak, he's currently in the Supreme Court standing to take his appeal. After 9 hours of deliberation, the 9-person jury found Kamara, who was then 47, guilty on all 11 counts in his indictment for crimes committed while he was a commander with the United Liberation Movement for Democracy, Ulimo Rebel Group in Foya, Lofa County, in Northern Liberia in 1993. Where was I in 1993? Then a student of the Adventist High School, 9th grade, right? No, 93? No, it was 95. I entered SU. Yeah. But 93, I was between Vonjama and Banga trying to find my way to leave those hooligans, the mess of those hooligans who were in arms. I'm looking for good school to guys gave us here in our Vonjama. Forced labor. They made us to ransack the Vonjama Multilateral High School. That is, if they took you as a slave, and then you have to cook your food, they want you to go into the French library and take all the books and turn it into fuel to light fire. Yes. So, court president Thierry Fossina read the unanimous verdict over 7/10 minutes. Yeah. It says, for crimes against humanity, the jury says yes. The jury says yes. Fossina said, for torture and barbarism, you are guilty. At the end of the charges, Faustina announced the punishment. With the votes, you are sentenced to life imprisonment. In France, life imprisonment is equated to 30 years, the maximum sentence under French law. But Kunte Kamara took an appeal, and this is the appeal hearing taking place right now in the Supreme Court in Paris. Evelyn Barrett is there. I'm trying to get, but she keeps telling me that they are not allowed to talk, and she can file in just after leaving the courtroom. Meanwhile, here in Liberia, it is like we are getting close to the establishment of the Economic and War Crimes Court. Yeah, Economic and War Crimes Court.
You want to say the War and Economic
The War and Economic Crimes Court. Yeah, man.
Okay.
People give her too much hard time in the pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
What when you said after, oh, you were a kid in back, you don't want to say anything. The only thing you want to say is when the jet fighter flew over your father, joining the hole and met Snake there from that day, doesn't let Snake business. Over 40, let me give you the news. Over 40 members of the House of Representatives have signed a resolution for the establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Court in Liberia. The decision was reached by lawmakers on Tuesday, that was last week, during its plenary session. The resolution is expected to be sent to the Senate for concurrence by that body. Meanwhile, former Pro Tem Abochie has written the Liberian Senate, drawing that body's attention to recommendations within the TRC report, which also calls for reconciliation among the people of Liberia instead of war crime court. And now you know reconciliation is important. You sat down at the helm of power. You undermined the TRC. You did not subject the president to report to the body periodically as called for by the TRC report. Oh, now you know that the TRC mentioned reconciliation. What are you supposed to do? What the legislature needed to do? Let's come here. Let's beat this senator's request or letter to the body. This letter, in my opinion, is insignificant. We're far ahead. I need to talk to Larry Nyonko, one of the leading campaigner for war crime court, though he could not retain his seat. I need to talk to the old man. I think he's been relieved now. Okay, let me read his letter again. Former Pro Tem Chie has written the Liberian Senate, drawing that body's attention to recommendation within the TRC report, which also calls for reconciliation among the people of Liberia instead of no. It calls for the two. When you say instead of, that means the report doesn't call for a war crime court. No, it calls for the two. And listen, from our research this morning, this is what we have for you. Recommendation 1 in the TRC final report: accountability, a prosecution mechanism. The commissioners of the TRC determined that a criminal court with the competence and jurisdiction to adjudicate criminal responsibility for individuals, armed groups, and other entities that the TRC determines were responsible for egregious domestic crimes, gross violation of human rights, and serious humanitarian law violation is appropriate. Such institution shall, that is the war crime court, such institution shall be specifically endowed with the authority and jurisdiction to adjudicate domestic violation. It went on to say, the TRC will submit a comprehensive recommendation on the competence jurisdiction structure. And then went on, the commission of the TRC shall also establish a national palaver hut. Determine that the national palaver hut should be established through the Independent National Human Rights. Go and see the budget allotted. A Abochie-led Senate allotted to the Independent Human Rights Commission, a group that's supposed to, or an entity that's supposed to carry on the reconciliatory aspect of the TRC. So this is not the 19th century Liberia. This is the 21st century Liberia, where if we say something, we can just go and get it and come and beat it back and disabuse the minds of the people. And we are trained for that. What is this? We are trained for that. The debate is heightening. 40 senators have, representatives have signed on. If I were one of those representing my constituent, man, Magdalene, please look for this woman's voice at this woman. It is, and listeners' choice is discretional. I'm about to play something which is very horrific. When you hear this woman, you will take drum and beat it and request for the establishment of war crime code. Who the hell are you? Somebody seeking, who is not a member of the belligerent forces, seeking shelter in the church. An edifice built to worship the Creator. You got there, you use their taxpayer money, purchase ammunition and guns, and then loaded it and open fire on them. Then you want us to look into the faces and say, yes, I forgive you. Yes, I forgive you. But we have to go to the court. Because you people deny, even the former pro tem, it will be in your own interest. There are speculations that you operated a mining camp, gold mining camp, where state security forces were assigned and they humiliated the people. That is going on. People, someone could file a lawsuit against you. You could go to the same court to exonerate yourself. So how is that undermining reconciliation? Or some people just want their pocket to be green all through at the expense of the other people. No, this is not a Liberia we opted for. This is not. This is not a Liberia we opted for. This is not a Liberia we opted for. This country belongs to each and every one of us. And we will not serve in the same position at the same time. Historical gradualism will tell you, in world history will tell you, we serve at a particular position one at a time.
Yeah.
Yes, one at a time. Listen, lady, please kill her. One at a time. Oh, you think we don't want to see you exonerated from the court of these complaints that you have your personal gold mine? In the first place, it runs contrary to the code of conduct, something that you people see as a trash right now. You people see as a trash right now. We'll soon play the lady's voice, then we'll open the lines as we prepare for the agro segment. Before we go to the agro segment, we'll talk about the financial intelligence. How disgraceful Liberians can be. Standard 4. Standard 4. An entity responsible to checkmate potential financial criminals passed into law by the legislature as part of money laundering, anti-money laundering regulations. You're not supposed to pass through any port with more than 10,000 bucks. The laws are there. You are there to implement it. But you are the one allegedly withdrawing $500,000 in 1 day time. The same day you receive it, and the same day you withdrew it. You got it? In what color? Okay. Right after this one, we'll talk to Adama Demsa. Then from there, we come to FIU or FIA, then prepare to say goodbye on this segment, and then we'll prepare for the agricultural sector. This is State of the Nation. My name is Chris. I'm here with Magdalene. We both of us are enlightening your mind These are the moments of enlightenment. And no one stands in the way. Yeah, Oscar, I agree with you. Let me read your message. Even though you don't like to be, you don't like you. I know who you're afraid of. Yeah, man. I really thought Oscar was very close to becoming. Yeah? Hey, man, wait. What is this? I really thought Oscar was close to becoming an official of the Ministry of National Defense. But they want reconciliation while they are the ones with the big jobs and wealth. Then those affected live at the handout. That is, listen, they want this woman to say, let bygone be bygone. Let me tell you why she says she doesn't want to come over there. Every time they're having a memorial on the compound of the Lutheran Church, they call some of the survivors. It's not done intentionally, Mom. I'm sorry, but she's speaking figuratively. I don't want to come here. Every time I come here, I think of that fateful day in July when my taxpayer money was used against me and my children, lost my husband. My children are left with the scarf. Did you see them on the battle line? No. Did you see them with guns? No. You went there, you shot among them only because of their tribal background, something that they're not responsible for. How dare you hold me responsible for becoming a lumber man? I'm not the reason for it. Did I cause it for me to be a lumber man? Eh? Okay, so hello?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Dempster? Mr. Dempster, good afternoon. Yes. So we're running commentaries on the possible establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Court in Liberia, and political commentators, whether pro or against, are jittering that we could just be so close to this establishment. Let's hear, you are a campaigner among several civil society organizations, and it's like what you planted is about to bear fruit.
Certainly, I think it is happening at a time that I don't know what climate to put it in, but I think it's historic. The fact that we have had a series of conversation and ongoing conversation, and we want to describe this as a massive progress. For your information, I just left the U.S. Embassy where we have a meeting with the U.S. Ambassador for Global Criminal Justice, Ambassador Van Schaak, and her team, showed an array of civil society, including members of the Council of Churches, the Imams Council of Liberia, the Bar Association, Women Group, and of course the Traditional Council, and an array of justice campaigners. We had a meeting with all, and the outcome is just positive. And some of the things that we discussed, those are things that are happening right now. That if the executive is still wasting time, the House of Representatives or the legislature will come up with something. And I think that's what happening right now. So, like you said, I think it's historic. We just keep a Freetown. Freetown is winding down after 22 years of work of addressing wartime legacy with reference to the Civil War in Sierra Leone. So when I spoke at that meeting in Sierra Leone, we raised the issue of Liberia, and it became an urgency that if Liberia don't address the legacy of conflict, whatever happened here, one of mine is progress made by Sierra Leone and the people in Sierra Leone. So those are things that are happening right now. But I think it's happening right there because we have a political will. And that political will need to be mustered by the president. Like he said, there will not be business as usual. And he has said it. We're looking forward to the podcast and the party like government to speed up the setting of the war crimes court.
But you said the political will. You speaking legislatively or from the executive point of view?
So we have it two ways. The fact that since 15 years, I will put out when the TRT report was released in 2009. Very close to 15 years, I'm going to put it that way. We advocated with the Unity Party government, then on former President Sellee, and that did not suffice. And move on to people who can be with us, like the Seditians, the President George, we have former president, he's on record, Robert Molo, Jefferson Koji, they all wrote the weapons and advocacy on the establishing war crimes code. When they got there, they backtracked and they did not do what they had to do. But just at the plate, on the first day of his inauguration, President Boakai opened up that he did not say in his tone, but a paragraph in his inaugural speech outlined, which became a policy statement that he was going to set up an office of feasibility study to settle the war crimes code and then call on the United Nations. So that became a policy statement that even brought the war crime ambassador to Liberia. Because when she spoke with me in Sierra Leone, she said they were not coming to Liberia anymore because there was not a political will. But when that statement was read, that speech was read, that triggered Washington to have actually instructed her to come to Monrovia. So she stayed in Monrovia and this mass progress have taken place. I think the time is right. We can take advantage of it.
Okay, so as a civil society advocate pushing for the rights of the ordinary, there is this claim and counterclaim or the feasibility nature of it, of the venue of this potential war crimes court. People are saying Ghanaian government, they are alleging the Ghanaian government has given in for the Cape Coast venue, but the speaker is being quoted by media institutions that he would prefer the court to be on the ground. Where's the stand of the civil society groupings?
So first of all, in all of our engagement, both nationally, internationally, and regionally, we have not participated in a conversation that has to do with the venue of the court being in Ghana. Those are not conversations that we participated. So it is still behind the scene. Whoever those who are drafting that, we don't know directly. I cannot pinpoint at anyone. But the disappointment is, why would you start to discuss prosecution of crime and when the crimes are committed outside of that area? That does not in any way show ownership. What we've seen and what we learned from Sierra Leone, the issue of establishing the court has to be locally based. That is the soil where the point where the crimes are committed should be the ground. Because people, victims, survivors, the Liberian need to witness justice broad day when they themselves will take you. And the fact of having the court planted on the ground, they come with huge benefits. Economic, that have to do with trained lawyers who participate in the of dispensing justice on the ground, international justice. I've seen young Sierra Leoneans that work with the special court. Some of them now work with the ICC and serving in different tribunals across the world. I've seen even journalists who serve at the level of press and public affairs.
And that's our interest. Some of us could possibly be seconded in the press bureau of the War Crime Court.
And that is what I'm telling you right now. So your content-based analysis will no longer be just the usual way now, but you quoting international laws and provisions that will form part of your journalistic scripts. So all of these are ongoing international training that will happen for journalists and media professionals on the ground. And when the court shall be moving forward, those professionals now will be moving into the international community. They will start setting up international level. You also have security. Security personnel will be training how to manage protection in terms of covering war criminals. And this is also something that will boost the security sector. And it also has a way of strengthening our justice delivery system to be more credible, where you won't always have lawyers or judges taking bribe, but people will dispense justice on fairness, they will dispense justice on truth, and they will dispense justice on transparency. So these are all important elements of having the court on the homes. So these are things that we have prayed for. We have a meeting with the war crime ambassador this afternoon. We have stated it, and it's going to be coming in our joint statement later on today, that the War Crimes Campaign of Civil Society Justice Campaign have agreed to be communicating that the war crimes go to be established in Liberia and nowhere else than Liberia. So these are information I'm just giving you based on the question you asked. Venue is very important. Now, one of the things the Sierra Leone government did for the special court, they provided the land. And that's one of the contributions. Those are the contributions the government can give as a way of liberal contribution to justice, dispensing justice. You provide the land, their manpower, they get trained, they be brought up to professional level, and that is liberal's own contribution. If we don't have money to give, those are things that we give that the international community will see that we're making progress to support the process of establishing the court.
Okay, the political will is there, the international commitment will is there, or commitment is there. What's about those who feel the brunt of the atrocities? Are they telling you, are they part of those pushing for the establishment? Because some people think that those pushing of the political will or the international commitment is misleading the worry that, yes, these are the people who want the war and economic crime code. Those who, what are they telling you? The ordinary people who might have been hit.
So if you do a survey, basically maybe around 70-75% like French want a war economic crime score. Not that because they're happy to see someone go to jail, but the court of impunity have overwhelmingly taken over this country. Where people will deliberately commit crimes and nothing happens to them. You understand? So these are things that people don't want to see like drugs continuously walking through. You see, what happened because we fail to address past crimes. We fail to address past human rights violations. They have set up and encouraged more crimes to be committed in reality today. And they have given room for even the increase in corruption, official corruption. People have become very deviant when it comes to committing crime because they know nothing will happen to them. So the aspect of justice is a holistic process. Justice in this crime is not selected. We have records of people who executed people in this country. We have records of people who committed infant and egregious crimes in this community, in this country. They are here, and nothing happened to them, Chris. This is impossible. I have actually gone to Bong County where I went to Pulopala, where more than 800 people were beheaded in a single night. You understand? The records stay there. You are not have any form of reparation for anybody in the identical locality of the country. I've seen people in Grand Bassa, women who were sexually raped multiple times, have not gone to medical center or hospital to even get a clinical examination. Nothing has happened for these people. These victims could be hours. The last time we were at the St. Peter Lutheran Church 33 years after the massacre by AFL. Nothing has happened for some of those people. But today, people want to make the issue of justice to look like wish hunt. This is nothing like wish hunt. So survivors and victims community are working along with us, Chris. I'm telling you that people are only managing because there have not been a climate and opportunity for justice to be served. But there are a lot of wounds that have never been healed since the Civil War ended. So if Liberia have to move forward, we need to charge a new court to move away from the old order, how we do things. This is no time that we'll keep praising and praising warlords and perpetrators. We can't keep glorifying people who are punished in this country in the wrong way. Then we say we're moving forward. This is not good for our country.
Okay, finally, as we speak, Kuti Kamara is taking the stand now in the French Supreme Court, where he had pleaded not guilty in the lower court, though guilty of all 11 counts. The case is ongoing right now as we speak. Evelyn will file us the update just after leaving the courtroom. She can't do it right now due to courtroom procedure. But what does this speak to us? Foreigners are prosecuting those who created mayhem, allegedly, but we took extra 30 plus years to do ours. They are ahead of us. What do you have to say?
You can say that some of these trials that are taking place directly or indirectly, we've been involved with them. But what is good is that because we fail to do things on our own, other people are doing it for us. That's a shame. That's a shame that people will commit crime. We know them. They are start record perpetrators in this country, and we're doing nothing but we continue to glorify them. The prosecution of the individual in the diaspora is a classic example that we need to do due diligence as a people and government. So I think that identical aspect that is taking place now in France is just as a way of accelerating Liberia and Liberians to take up the gavel to start to bring people to justice, so that the parade and the way in which perpetrators and left perpetrator warlords continue to find themselves will no longer happen. The people are saying that their society is not a safe haven for war criminals. It's the message that they're sending, that if you're a war criminal, run away from your country and go there to be prosecuted. So until we ourselves we start to blow the trumpet and tell people that Liberia cannot continue to be a place for a safe haven for warlords, glorification of warlords and left perpetrator, we will still be in the cycle. But we are excited that the lower house are taking the position that we've not awaited, and this is a milestone. It is historic. We look on it to say that the Senate should not be down. They should not make politics out of this. Let us move forward, because this is the time. The time is red, and I think we should just move forward and put this whole issue of war crime behind us, so the country can move forward in the development context, in the way of moving Liberia in a better way.
Thank you so much, Adama Dempster, a lead campaigner for the establishment of War Crime Court in Liberia on State of the Nation. Up next is George Weah, former president, but at the time president, his official position on the establishment of the War Crime Court. He has just returned from the United Nations General Assembly and was quizzed by Liberian journalists. This is or was his response in the controversial VIP presidential launch.
A lot of uproar in Liberia, especially with the portion that had to do with the War Crimes Court where you made Liberia's case. What should Liberians expect from that particular portion?
But I just stated, I don't understand what you want.
No, Mr. President, former president, you campaign on the matter of establishing a War Crime Court. We didn't say when you came, before you came, and you have your finance minister there, then comically making comments on a serious matter. So let him come and say Paku again. Eh? You know how many persons hurt?
Not one day call for War Crime Court. You, the journalists, call for War Crime Court. Liberians are calling for War Crime Court. Both the victims and the perpetrator are calling for War Crime Court. What I did, it was explain to them why not. So if you don't understand my English, then you need to go back to the speech and then you read it well.
You're strong. So this is it. I'm trying to connect Larry Yonkoi. It's like he's going to be relieved a little bit, even though he have fought hard to retain his position. That legislature sweet too. When you not do your work. Yeah. Do we have his number, Larry? Yes. I'm trying to get to him. It's like where you.
Orange informs you that the subscriber you are calling is busy.
Okay, so Mr. Yankwe, if you want to participate, you can just give me a text. I will call you back. 077-5144-278. Magdalene will manage the call, and that will take us up to 5 minutes after 4 o'clock, at which time we usher in the folks to discuss agriculture. We all believe that it is the bedrock of any nation, And it is only State of the Nation can do that. Yes, let's hear you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let me tell you, and Chris, thank you this afternoon for bringing one of the happy topic this evening. And it's just people who lost their common, more especially some who lost our parents in the 1990 war, looking at people dying and wanting to say that the warfare economic code is which hotel we look at it as serious deception, more especially the economic code. You know how many money have been taken away by our country by our own Nigerians? They don't want to go through any justification. They don't want to do that. I believe that there will be another hallmark and there will be another mark that every leader will be able to step on while they can touch that door ahead. We want to compare that to other countries. So there's what the warfare economy for. Start dragging and we find out what the Senate, all the Senate there should be no even there, but that's be it. They want to pass the law so
Okay.
at least that bread can receive or relieve, so at least that bread can be on the mat of peace and peace and strategy at least.
All right. Okay, Chief. Let me hold you there. Yes. Hello.
Hello, Magdalene and Chris.
Yes, sir. Quickly.
Just let me say welcome to Chris. Though you're not too okay or recap, you some Monday.
Yeah.
So this is David, and the David I'm calling from our residence after this evening. Magdalene, let me say thank you to the two of you, and I listened to the True Record show this morning. When you placed a call to Prince Johnson, Honorable Prince Johnson, and the statement you made this morning was very terrifying. Stretching the TRC, the establishment of the TRC by saying the state have rep the Iranians listening. In fact, they are very disappointed. He calls or the president refused to answer the call, so he knows the intent he tried to betray. I don't know what. So, yes, I was sure that very disappointed.
But previously, they rejecting his call for me. The president can take my call. They rejecting his call there. But that's how he takes it to be. That's how he takes it to be.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Take more calls.
Okay. Yeah. Hello.
Yes. Hello. Good afternoon.
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Lake? How you doing, Mr. Lake? Hi, it's Commander Lake.
Hello, Chris. Thank God you're back. We are happy to have you back. We missed you.
Thank you.
I just want to say thank you for the show. I listened to the Truth Breakfast show this morning, and it seems like Mr. Johnson keeps bringing the attention to himself. You see, that lady, I think from Firestone, wherever Chris is playing that recording, every time I hear that lady's voice, it grabs my heart. I have to say I was part of it, and I got lucky. That lady is not lucky. I'll bet you every day she and 1,001 other people, maybe more even, take them away.
Oh, Mr. Lucky can call back. Yeah, Mr. Lucky can call back. I don't know, somebody push you off the line. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Sis Marley. Let me share you guys this evening. This is Bobby and Abu Benska. I follow my district days on the Kopo Road this year. Although I know we have to say our sympathy to tell our representative, senator, to slow down and stop crying. No, listen, Madeline, you cannot carry on and stop just in the country. Then you go to war free. People will come to the war issue. We have lost our life, our parents.
Are you calling? Are you calling spokesperson?
Okay.
It's somebody who fits the law. The law is the law. Thank you, Sir Magdalene.
Thank you. Thank you. More calls?
Yeah, more calls.
Hello?
Thank you.
Oh, you're back. Yeah, welcome back.
Yes, thank you.
To conclude, Chief.
Yes, right away. I just want to take this, I want to use this opportunity to call on our president.
Okay.
This president I've worked so hard for because we heard the word war crimes court or economic crimes court. Now, what I want to do is to ask the House of Representatives and the House of Senate also to participate. I heard 40 people from the House of Representatives have already put their name down, signed to it for them to have this war crime or economic crimes court. Everybody in Liberia who believes in justice, those who like peace, this is the time for us to show the world that we are able to control ourselves here. We are able to do some work here and let the court happen here. Let the thing happen in Liberia. Thank you for taking my call.
Okay. Yeah. Hello?
Hello, Magdalene.
Yes, sir.
Richard Nelson.
Long time. Most often when you call, I mean, sometimes you don't go through. How you doing, Chief? The papa need to change your phone. Let me take another call. No. I can't take you. The line is terrible. Oh, my God. Hello?
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. This is Peter Sonia.
Yeah, go on, Chief.
Yes, this is Peterson Sonia, chairman of the Transitional Justice Working Group and executive director of the Victim and Survivor of the Liberian Massacre. This program is very much a commitment. We need a war crime court. We just from the U.S. Embassy and DT, the ambassador at large for war crime. See, nobody should get any man. I don't want to listen to my police Adama.
Yeah.
Any man that Queen Johnson should just do a statement in the place here that people will go and surround. That's the diabolical place at my office on the GSA road, around the Narcosis, just this whole week. I found more than 6 deaths combating. Then I said, no, they in the place, nobody there, the new fish and other places. They came at the office. What they told me, Peter said, your victim and survivor, they are threatening us and they want to come. We need peace. We need a war crime court. This is what people are telling us when we go in the country. There is a little way in Grand Boundary River said, okay, but your entire family was went out, but she was rescued by one other general. And the general in Chapter Lima. She saw one of those guys the last time. And some of the people that she called for to jump on the guy. When they called me for that, I said, hey, what is right here now? Justice has to take place. Don't leave the guy alone. And then they called me and went and general from home and they don't come to it. Then they called me, we cross into Jabbo when they walk back up so that we can come. You know how many people are trying to come? So Senator Johnson is saying around here, when he said when we were about to have an election, it's not that he's supporting the Walker Party. He said we support Johnson and accountability in the place here. But the people don't know. This is why sometimes when I try to tell the secret here in the school, King Johnson is going to cry. The city is slow. The whole factor in the state there, all about the fashion. And what you don't know, you want to say Walker Party today, they just carry you on for here. No, there's here one that came and I said money. When she was talking, said she get 10,000. When other people
Okay. All right.
Okay, Peterson, thank you. Peterson, I invited you here before, and
we can't take calls
yeah,
anymore.
maybe we
We'll do the last one up for now. We do one more.
All right,
then we take a break to see whether our guests are on here. They still haven't come.
Yeah, they're on.
Okay.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah, Chief, how you doing? Your credit finished?
Since Joseph Burger won the election, you are not regular caller now. They may not get paid the money. Quickly, go ahead.
fighting in freedom, they never had a job. But yeah, we were celebrating people and sit them. So I don't know why Frank Johnson should always be fighting. They got more willing people than Frank Johnson in this country. I don't know why you all be shipping with the war cranko. It is not the record to here. All people that were involved. And so it shouldn't be doing this. Yeah. So the war cranko is necessary because people will not do this and go with our impunity. Thank you.
All right, thank you. That's the last call.
Okay.
Let's take this musical break. To be right back, you remember that Tuesday when you massacred on armed civilians and you want us to have a reconciliation. Oh, yes, we need reconciliation, but reconciliation could possibly be out of court. That is post-court reconciliation. This is Nazir Fontaine. Do you remember that Tuesday?
Whitey Kubuli. There is blood on your land. Thieves and murderers, yeah. From mountains right down to the sea. Pushing to start that Lord is police brutality. The other police are shooting at free. Pastor is a victim, well, shouldn't you for the dread of this? Do you remember that Tuesday? Said I hope you remember. Do you remember that Friday? Do you remember? Do you remember that Tuesday? Said I hope you remember. Yes. Do you remember that Friday? Others are weeping because their sons are dead. We never fire the bullets, oh no. Oh, we are dying. We never started a fire, oh no. Oh, we are burning. Do you, yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you remember, yeah, yes. Do you remember Black Tuesday? Said I hope you remember. Do you remember Black Friday? Do you remember? Do you remember Black Tuesday? Said I hope you remember. Yes. Do you remember Black Friday? Lord, do you remember? Do you remember? Do you remember? Do you remember?
The Honorable Chair on the House's Committee on National Security and Defense. District number 7, Musa Hassan Belete. You're done with this music, right? My first time for Musa to come and say, I like that music, man. Send it to. Do you remember? At 7 p.m. this evening, we invite you to join a podcast of Musa Hassan Belete on his position of the War Crime Court. Of course, he received the document and has gone public and has given initial position. This is State of the Nation. Up next, the agro segment. Still awaiting the folks.
So I'm not the PR for Mark Zuckerberg, but Facebook is temporarily down, and don't think that your account has been hacked. So it could be that's why our panelists are taking forever to come
Yeah,
on.
yes, I think so.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now I see session expired. Something's
Yes.
happening.
So there is some temporary. Yeah. Hey, don't be afraid. Like your account. Because I was ready to start to fight now. My account was hacked
Yeah.
before.
Oh,
Yes.
what is going on in Barry's broadcast this afternoon?
Yeah, but we can do a
we can
WhatsApp
do
call. So
WhatsApp.
I'm
So we're
telling
connecting
him.
now, right?
Yes, I'm telling him.
No one. I keep looking. I'm not seeing it.
Yes, I'm telling him. Yeah, you can call us on WhatsApp. So it's like the CEO is monitoring. So can we just send our message right here?
No, we're meeting.
No,
we're meeting personally, man.
yeah, no, but you know what I can say.
No,
you know
but-
how that January. Please
Yeah,
allow
so
me. Yes, Chief.
you want to greet him?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
want
you
to
can
greet.
greet him. While you do that, let me forward the music to him. He said he likes it.
Yeah, CEO, please. The closing program is around the corner, and it's just a reminder. The students are, yeah. So it's around the corner, and we can't wait to. Yes, we can't wait to have the program. They're all gearing up, and it's just a reminder. I've been uh, reaching out to some of our invited guests, inviting uh, everyone for the program. So it's just a reminder because I mean we can't do this without you. You are the school was actually named in your honor because of your tremendous contribution towards the media landscape in Liberia. And Truth FM, of course, well, which is owned by you. You're too many people, too many folks have passed this pathway, and they are making airwaves in Liberia and I would say the world at large. So that's the main reason that school was the most ability school was named in your honor, which is owned and operated by your chief consultant here at the RCI. So I serve as the administrator. I just want to remind you that the program is coming up this month, and we are still waiting to hear from your office, and we are still wrapping around the date. So just a little reminder. Yeah, the students cannot wait to also have you at the event. But formal communication will be sent, yeah, maybe through WhatsApp or your email. I hope you have the time to read it. Thanks for all you do. Yeah. Yeah, so Facebook is temporarily down, and we are trying to. The folks that the father is actually having difficulty in is having difficulty in coming on. Yes, but we will try as much as possible to reach them. So I'm trying to connect them to WhatsApp. Let's see whether it works. Yeah, let's see whether it works. If he picks up, I'll add other people on the line. But Facebook is temporarily down. It's not your account has not been hacked. Yeah, if you are catching difficulty in signing in, is it, I mean it has not been hacked. It has not been hacked. your account has not been hacked. So we're trying to get to our guests, that are fella, our panelists that are fella in the rest. Yes, he even said the name of someone who is also coming on. That are Tonola and all of them. So I'm trying to get in contact with them. Yeah, trying to get in contact with them. Okay. You stay there?
And I can hear the voice of the shepherd downstairs. Now the rocky waters are raging, it's of new overthrows. And the world is free, my favorite master. There's only one and the children can play. I wanna see all the passion will be done, and the people will rise up conscious. Freedom.
And you know, after all of these things, we always sing in the old Negro spiritual. Free at last. Thank God Almighty we're free at last. Okay. Oh, how many teams will be playing here? Yeah, man. Okay, so welcome back to this segment, last segment. We saw, okay, I'll try to get to Honorable Larry Yonkwet of Nimba County, one time represented District number 8. I finally got in contact with him. Honorable Larry Yonkwet, Happy New Year. Since last time we saw, this is State of the Nation, your old platform. We were discussing the proximity of the War Economic Crimes Court to our setting. And you being one of the lead campaigner, history will record, we wanted to get your impression.
Well, good afternoon. First of all, co-presenter and the Liberian people.
Yes, sir.
You're talking about the proximity of the court?
Yes, to our setting. We it's like it's not far away.
All of us are saying that it's too far to make Liberia to get some economic benefit.
No, I'm speaking figuratively. I'm saying it's like we are about to see the establishment of this war crime court.
Yes, from all indications, it looks like the political will that has long eluded Liberians has shown its face. Giving a warning of the resolution that was allegedly signed by the other representative today, as was read on one of your sisterly radio stations, and the internets, I mean, the depth at which they went in putting all the other laws, bringing us to where then the quotation they are making of the president from the pronouncement he's been making since campaign time up to inauguration and other consultations that has been going on. It looks like Nigeria is ready now for that. So for us who have been down the road before, when snake bites you, you think that anything that looks like snake is a snake. And so to me, I still believe that the war grapple might not come because there are a lot of hypocrisy in this thing. But from all indications, it looks like it's not too far. Given that we have two sets of people in the country, Alan White, President BD on one side, and another ambassador at large, coming, talking the same thing, and then even the ink on those documents, the protocol have not even drawn up, and actions have been taken by the legislature. It looks like Nigeria is ready to close the chapter. The proximity is not that. I mean, that's a CA.
You regret your participation or your role you played before even you exited. You were all, lobbying to ensure the resolution that you signed failed to be, is not the one to be used as an instrument. A new resolution has been signed, but do you regret your role?
No, when you are being absorbed, ABSOLVED, meaning that you are being exonerated. You don't regret. What we have said is, we all saying the same thing. Even those who said that they went extra mile to even take life away because they treated their people, we definitely the same thing. The only difference between they and us is that these people must have, let's play within the ambit of the existing laws, the Rome Protocol, the Vietnam Protocol, the United Nations Chapter, the TRC. Not that saying that you should look for the people and burn them down. It's saying that give them,
the day in court.
Give them the day to exonerate and say, let them face their accuser. And that's what we are saying all along. Some of us were here, we're men, we're working, we are in the country, we're working when our kingsmen here were rolling all on newspapers. I felt pity for myself when my boss who was from Abington came to me and said, look, I'm young boy, I didn't call me young boy, I'm young boy. The wages are leaving, you have to leave, we continue to maintain you on the payroll. I was with family 10 years on the evaluation officer then in 1990. So I said, man, I'm not going anywhere. We maneuver until we cross one land to another, and then we manage to survive. We are taking rescue in the hinterland where we brought the NGO there and did a lot of work with our people until the ceasefire came about. So what I'm saying is that I don't regret. What I say is what is happening. People must find closure to this thing. Otherwise, people will feel that the way you come to stardom is to engage in atrocities and immense work and become very prominent, and then other people will be like, I will do my own and then become prominent like that. But if it is out here where nobody wants to get warning on you, nobody will even allow you to go on your ticket because I will be elected. So I think it has served as a disincentive. But we give incentive to people to engage in impunity. And what happened, and unfortunately, we have been frustrated over the years. Once the political people will go into some agreement with you, you make them the immense vote. When they get there, they start talking different things from the campaign. So I'm very surprised, and I'm not surprised though, the age of the septuagenarian president, and coupled with the fact that he's been around for some time, he feels that he got nothing to lose. So he feels that he should leave the legacy, maybe. So it's very unfortunate that some are not there to be active participants. Our signature are going in vain. And so very little, you are not asking, I just wanted to remain taciturn until the process is concluded.
No, you need to. You're a stakeholder, and we need to keep you as one of our reference points as we go through this national undertaking. Thank you so much. We're honored that you took our call. Larry Yonkwe, a lead campaigner for War and Economic Crime Court, once upon a time, District Number 8 in Nimba County. It's now time we talk agriculture. agriculture. Let's begin with this one. This is a documentary produced and published by Moses Colley Gaziwu, one time of the Liberian Broadcasting System. Now he reports for the British Broadcasting Corporation, BBC. Let's take a listen.
Months for this farm to reach this stage of harvest, and the rice produced is no different from what is imported from other countries. Well, they have been caused by Liberian leaders from years to years that the country should see themselves returning to the agricultural sector. Though Liberia has enormous of resources, with the latest being the oil sector being the debate of the time. But there's argument that this sector don't provide a lot of employment and sustenance employment. Approximately 80% of the rice Liberians eat come from overseas, while a vast forest and fertile soil is being watched from a distance. Though he's invested into over 53 acres of farmland producing rice, Liberia's Vice President Joseph Wakai maintains that Liberians must stop depending on others to feed them.
So we try to show that rice can be produced in Liberia, and rice should be produced because we spend more than $200 million a year to import rice, something that we need. I'm just saying we should pay our attention to production.
The production here may seem quite symbolic for the rest of Liberia, but Liberia's vice president is the one involved. And it sends a message to every Liberians that investing in agriculture, especially rice production, which is Liberia's most staple, will actually contribute to the growth and development of this country.
But most, as you can see, the women at the back there have been hired to work on the farm, and it's going to put some food on your table. All around the country, all around the world, especially in Africa, most of the countries have been able to develop themselves through agriculture.
This country, there are positive things about country that we need to project. It's not all doom, it's not all gloomy, it's not all hopeless. There is hope even in the midst of the difficulties we have. And the last but most important point that I get from here that we need to portray is that our destiny as Liberians is right in our hands.
Eco superstar Tantan is the son of the Liberian vice president. Though he finds himself in the entertainment industry, Tantan wants to step into the rich agricultural legacy of his father.
Processes like agriculture and other processes, there's a huge need for continuity. Otherwise, all this goes to waste. In case those that started the process are no longer in the picture, and then there's nobody to continue it. It goes back to being a forest. It goes back to us going back to the days, not being able to adequately take care of ourselves.
This kind of initiative, especially rice production, can just help to reclaim Liberia's international image. Moses Gazo, LNTV News, Bama.
Okay, thank you, Moses. And two characters in the news script there are now UP chairman, Dr. Luther Tappe, and once upon a time, Secretary General of the United Party, Wilma P., who is now Minister of Minister of Mines and Energy. It's no longer Lands and Mines, Mines and Energy. Yes. So we have one of our panelists on the now, and I see for the two of them, Dr. Fala is returning. Or let me say, I'm returning down to meet Dr. Fala after several months. Dr. Fala is actually the driver on this segment. He's so much passionate about agriculture, and I also see Sellee Chia. I hope I got your name correctly, Safety. Am I correct?
Steffi Chia.
Steffi Chia. Good afternoon to you.
Yes, I'm good.
Okay, so I will deliberate before we go to Dr. Ifan, I'll have to do it. Doctor, welcome back on your platform.
Welcome, Sellee. Very long time. How are you doing?
We're doing good. And for a long time we haven't spoken. Now it's good that you're back. And I actually was broken down when all that we did to promote agriculture, the past administration did not want one of these days call on this management and say thank you, what role you play, and they just downplay it, and well, so we fell on the wayside. But here it's good to have you once again. We
Thank you
hope
so
this
much.
this administration will listen.
Thank you so much. Thank to you and Magdalene for being our voices, the voices for agriculture in Liberia.
I'm not only a voice, I'm equally a farmer. You know that, right?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course.
It is only Magdalene eats what she doesn't grow.
Does not grow.
Mr. Chia, welcome. Welcome, Mr. Chia.
Yeah,
Tell
thank
me,
you, Panole. Uh,
tell me a little bit about yourself.
basically, yeah. Oh, good. Thank you so much for the privilege this time. And I also want to tell Dr. Fala, thank you so much for connecting us at this level and making this opportunity possible for us. I think it is something that's going to drive the agriculture sector for this country because those are opportunities some of us we've been looking for to connect out there. And thankfully, he was able to reach out to me and connect us through this platform. And I'm grateful that we are connected today. And over time, we will get more connected and promote a lot of things that has to do with agriculture in our country, Liberia. And then what I'm really happy about is having this kind of platform available. Every radio station going to do greatly within the agriculture promotional messages across the country. So thank so much to Dr. Fala for the opportunity. So I'm Steffi Chie. I'm a graduate from University of Liberia and also went to Senera in Ivory Coast. And I'm been into agro-preneurship for the past 5 years. And I'm into crop production in Liberia and I have my farm just in Totota. I'm into mixed fruit tree farming. And my primary goal here is to produce avocado oil. That might be strange because in Liberia, everybody like focusing on rice and everybody want to produce different and things that are mostly needed by the citizen, which is good. But what we are also forgotten is the promotion of fruits and vegetables in our daily diet, and which have been absent within the production chain for the past years. All what we do is to import vegetables and fruit from neighboring country. So my mission here is not to rice production, but to also buttress the effort that is already in the pipeline to produce more vegetables and fruit trees, and especially those ones that are not mostly produced or focused on in Liberia. So currently, I'm cultivating around 25 acres of avocado trees. So with that, I will be able to produce a lot of other mixed vegetable trees, but I'm not only limiting my production to that. So, but we are in a variety of different fruit trees in total. So, for the agriculture area, there where I'm really focused.
So,
And
Chia, this
yes.
sounds very strange, and I don't want you to get into the meat in your introductory comment. Sorry,
Mhm.
I have to. Yeah, I have to interrupt you. That you want
Yeah,
to
no
come in with
problem.
your. Yeah.
No, you were
Thank
saying something.
Sorry.
No, you were talking. I was listening to you.
You're not sounding too clearly.
You see, you were saying something.
Yeah, I was saying.
Before they make him end his intro, you were saying something.
Yeah, I was saying. Yeah, how they call it? The oil produced from avocado. In our setting, we call it butter pear. It sounds strange in our setting, and
Mm.
it's welcoming. So I just wanted you to hold it a little bit. After when Doug gave his introductory comment, then you would tell us how is this possible in Liberia. Thank you for
Okay.
holding on, Mr. Chie. Doug,
Okay.
welcome back once again. And
Okay.
how is Kamba Kamba Farm in Kamba Kumba Farm in Bon County?
Yeah, we're making progress in the area into large scale cash crops. Thanks to Chie, we've have around 10,000 heads of banana and planting. The cocoa is ongoing. We've gone into mixed farming now into coconut. We're doing acres of coconuts, other fruits like oranges and apples, but we have not forgotten rest. As a matter of fact, last week we had Bishop Bimba and his team to look at the swamp, and then we're trying to cultivate 60 acres of upland rice. So this year the goal is to collaborate with CHAP to do around 10 to 15 acres of lowland rice and then 60 acres of upland rice. We are working with we want to do this to help the students. We already have identified around 50 students that will come to work every Friday after school, Fridays and Saturdays, and we pay them. That's a way of having students to get involved in agriculture. So the REST project, we have to step back, take our strategy. We're working closely with Bishop Bima. We're going to be telling more and more. But I thought today to introduce a young man because last week we were not on. Doctor friend of mine, Vayama. Vayama was my schoolmate from early all the way to medical school. He was my senior. But he said something I was touching last week that he's into tree crops. And that I know we're talking about rice, we want to feed ourselves, but we have to diversify agriculture to build economy. So today I thought we should take a different link. Give Chie works not helping because most of the seedling that we use on our farm is done by Chie. It's very innovative. I thought we would bring look at those alternatives for other Liberian professionals that may want to go into alternative crop that can build income. And then for me, I want to focus today on a simple thing that I saw happening in Burkina Faso that is causing so much income to grow, poultry farming in Burkina Faso, not in large-scale farm, but in individual homes. I will speak on that today to know how diversified agriculture is. So Chie will speak on tree crops, speaking on what Dr. Vanderma spoke about last night. Maybe there are many Liberian professionals who may not want to go in rice, but they will understand the advantages and some of the economic benefit of us trying to explore tree crops. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Doc. I don't know why you always undercut me. The same service I'm opting to get from CHAP, from Dr. Bima, you already ahead of me, man. What? Yeah, you. I don't know. Always
Smart man, sing a lot.
Yeah, avocado, or what we call butter pear. You say you're in the production of pear. Where do you have your farm? You said Tototal?
Yes.
Why butter pear? And how are you going to do it in the finished product?
Okay, good. Thank you. Why butter pear? Butter pear is one of the essential nutritional fruit trees or fruit that the body needs, and then we've been knowing that for the past years. Butter pear has a lot of different nutritional benefit. It got vitamin A, which are good for the hair and the eyes, and also got vitamin E. And then those things are also good for both the skin, the complexion. It got the Q10, coenzyme that are also good for the heart health. Q10 has to do with regulate. It is a it's an amino acid that regulate the heart or the pumping power of the heart, and it also helps to reduce cholesterol within your bloodstream. So it's very, very good when it comes to the consumption of avocado daily. I mean, I say consume one avocado a day, and then your heart will thank you. So avocado is very essential for our health, the health aspect. I will speak on it more when we come the next time. I just want to touch each part of my activities so that we will not take much of your time today. So My production on the avocado, the reason why I decided to go into production of avocado is because I got connected to some Chinese friends who back in 2018 went to Kenya and they started producing and exporting avocado from Kenya and Uganda to China. So I was like, but these things don't grow in China. I started making the research and I realized that these things grow better in our tropical region because of the kind of weather and things that we have. So most of these things are cultivated on our soil on this side. But with most of the research and things are not being available to us in Liberia, it make it a bit difficult for people to venture into tree crop farming. So when I got connected, those guys showed me different advantages when it comes to the avocado oil, the market value, and all that. So I decided to take advantage of these things. So I go to Ivory Coast, and then I started making some research. I was in Yamsokoro the other time, Negon February, and then I went to Dabakala. From there, I went to Divo. I went to all the research center. I started gathering information regarding the avocado, and I realized that there were 4 different varieties of avocado people started concentrating on in terms of the nutritional value and in terms of oil content, because the avocado oil is the most healthy oil in the entire world, even above the olive oil. You can research that. So when I researched it, I realized that these were reason why people were mostly after the avocado production. So when I realized it, I decided to go into avocado farming. As I speak, I get at least 10,000 avocado seedlings alone. So I have the ceilings garden. I set up the ceilings garden to support my family needs, because I realized that to the entire country, I couldn't find anybody into ceilings production at that scale. So I set up this nice ceilings garden. Even other farmers could also take advantage of. So not only limiting my production to that, I decided to produce tangerine, citrus, different kinds of fruit trees. So now, as I speak in Liberia, if somebody wants to go into production, tree crop production, you can just recommend them to me. As I speak, I'm currently in the ceilings garden. At my back, you can see so ceiling as at the back. So I'm in the ceilings garden. I produce different variety of fruit trees. So what I do normally, I recruit different university students from Ivory Coast and Liberia that I work with in my cycle, train them myself, and then hire them with different taxes to specialize in different trees. So each agronomist is responsible or specialize in a different variety of tree that he will be able to propagate more and focus and get more skills, and that he can be able to pass on to others. So that's how I've been propagating the entire place. So now as I speak, I get roughly around 25,000 trees, different tree crops. If you come at the ceilings garden, I have apples, I got grapes. People have the popular opinion that these things don't grow on our soil, but I made the necessary research and I was able to grow them. So in my next videos or in my next interview or show, I will be able to provide all these short videos so that you guys can see, so the country can know where this country is heading in terms of agricultural activities. So with the avocado, having said that, with the avocados, currently I planted, personally, I planted roughly 1,000 trees. Currently in Totota, I'm bordering with Totman, President Totman Old Farm. So when you go to the Totman farm right before entering Mamu, on your left, you can find the farm right there. You can locate us there. We're
Okay,
having avocados and different fruit trees there. Yes.
yeah, Chair, let me come to you. What kind of variety you have? The one we have here is going to last up to 5, 7, 8 years before it start to bear fruits. What kind of variety? Is it hybrid or the ordinary?
Okay, good. Thank you for bringing me back on that question. We have 9 different variety currently, but those research ones that I did and I brought from Ivory Coast are the primary one. That is the Hass avocado. In terms of oil production, has a highly recommended for production because it got up to 18% of oil content in it. So Hass, I have the Hass. The second to the Hass is the Fuerte. I also have the Fuerte, and then we have the Reed. And then we have the cardinal. Cardinal is the giant size avocado, and most of the cardinal that they are propagated in Guinea. I was able to get seedlings from there.
How long is going to take a farmer,
Yeah.
an avocado farmer, to harvest from plant
Okay.
to harvest?
For those hybrid, it takes roughly 4 to 5 years for them. But here's the interesting part. For a tree to take that long to produce, what we do, we introduce something called a grafting technology. If you mind, I could even show you a tree now right behind me how I did the grafting technology. I can show it to you so you can see vividly what I'm talking about. So now we grab the tree when it become a ceiling. We grab that tree and then it mature within 1 year, 6 months to start producing. Instead of waiting 10 years like the normal traditional activities where most farmers used to get discouraged, we tell you that we have hope for farmers. We give hope to farmers in a sense like we graft your trees, your orchards within 1.5 year or 2 years time, your trees start to produce. So when we grab those trees, we give you like at least 3 years, you have huge production. That is, your return will come in full in a third year. So in 1.5 year, you will start seeing fruit on your tree, but they may not produce as heavy as the third year. So that is the thing that actually helping some of us that are venturing into fruit trees farming. So like before, people used to wait 10 years before they harvest from a single tree. But now we're telling you that instead of waiting 10 years, we introduce the grafting technology. We graft your tree, and in 1 year, 6 months, the tree start to give you fruit that will even support your needs until you get to the third year. When you get to the third year, the fruit can produce massively beyond control. So if you maybe permit me, I can just show you how it is like. So you see the tree right behind me here. This is the ceiling. This is a grafting here. This is a new young plant, and then I grafted this one. So this will take at least 1 year, 6 months. Like next year, it will start producing. Instead of waiting 5 years or 10 years, this tree right behind me here will start producing. And then you ask me, but how come is it at the ceilings garden in red in this thing? You see here, in right in the polythene bag. I will set it here and then you will see fruit on it. The same tree, maybe you call me next year, I can show you these things. I'll show you videos and show you that this same tree has a fruit on it. Then you will be wondering. But this is how we introduce the grafting technology. So with this technology, more farmers can be able to produce within a short period of time instead of waiting. So we introduce that to many farmers across Liberia so that people can get encouraged to go into tree crop farming instead of thinking like way back people go to traditional farming and then they start waiting, produce and waiting
Before I
their
go
tree
to
to produce after 10 years. Yes.
before I go to Dr. Fala, you say you
Yeah.
want to do the end result is production of oil. You got the
Yeah.
materials now, you got the equipment.
As we speak, I've not. I'm in a production stage. As we speak, I'm making an arrangement with the partners, some partners from overseas. So once we get there and then we have everything set up, I will also give you guys a feedback. But that's what we are working on. But everything, something we call financial constraint. Financial constraint is some of the things that slow us down in terms of production in Liberia. We don't get government support. Even with the ceilings garden that are set up, if you let, I could even give you a 360 view of this place. A lot of people will come, a lot of people from the Ministry of Agriculture, they come, they give you promises, and then you want to hope on those promises. Those things don't work. So for me, I just decided that myself will make these things happen and will help Dr. Fala. We have done so much and he's very, 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 very supportive. That's if we have 10 of Dr. Fala in this country, but now we'll be shouldering ourselves with places like Kenya and South Africa. But seriously, he's very supportive, and I must commend you on that. So for the financial aspect, that's why Ben a bit slowing my arrangement down, but we will get there subsequently, and I'm making that arrangement.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair.
That's,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, but
Chief.
I
Thank
like the way you say you can't sit and keep waiting. You gotta hold the bull by the horn, and
Sure.
your waging praises are on Dr. Fala. Dr. Fala himself has been partner to us on promoting agricultural activities here in Liberia on this platform, State of the Nation. Doc, you've always made reference to Burkina Faso, land of the upright. And
Sure.
you always said, Doc, you said Burkina Faso, as we speak, and I've done the research, it is true, they don't import poultry products. What is their secret?
Okay, thank you so much. And just before I shift to Burkina Faso, Chia says something. Actually, you can look it up on the internet. The Hess avocado has been called the new goal of East Africa. It's called the new goal of East Africa. Hess avocado today is producing millionaires in East Africa. You can read on that. It is producing millionaires. People leave their job, go to Hess avocado. So, and if we're going to build a strong middle class, we feel ourselves one with the rice. But that's the reason why I brought Chia specifically is that so that we can try to diversify. You see, he has a degree in business. He invested his time and his seriousness. These are the kind of agropreneur we need to invest in. Now, Burkina Faso. I have to describe the country for you before I go into this. So I was in Burkina Faso in December, two weeks. I had gone for a mission, but I decided to take off some time and visit my brother. And we visited one of his friends' farm. They literally, on the farm, the guy has to dig, because you know it's in the Sahel. It's a semi-desert. The sun is hot. He has to develop entire irrigation system. The water tower he has is almost 100 feet in the air. And then he has to do drip irrigation. And then he has to dig the topsoil because it's not rich, and pour compost on the whole acres of land. When he saw the picture of our family, like, you guys are blessed. This is how much Burkina Faso have to undergo. In Burkina Faso, after 8 a.m., the sun is over 30 some more degrees. It's so hot. But under those conditions, it is a landlocked country. In fact, a French person a lady told me that when Burkina Faso was created, it was not meant to survive. Harsh climate, tough soil, but Burkina Faso is the only country today, one of the countries in Africa that has a zero import of all poultry. I'm going to say this today: zero import of poultry. Sellee and Magdalene, take a walk today to Mirogora and Waterside Market. Imagine how much chicken parts we import every day. Imagine that and walk around and see how much money we are giving out to Europe and other countries. I was just reviewing the data. They've reviewed, the FAO started Burkina Faso from 2000 all the way to current. 100% of all their local consumption is produced locally, number one. Number two, Ouagadougou, the capital city, every single day, 20,000 chicken comes from the rural area into Burkina Faso. And that they say, because I was so interested in this thing for Liberia, I'll follow it to the end. How do they move this? Because of the rural chicken production. You will see guys, Burkina Faso, people use motorbike a lot. You will see a guy on a motorbike with 10, 12 chicken. So they've created a secondary business for the transporters. Jobs are created, these guys jobs, just to go and bring the chicken to the city. Just imagine 20,000 chicken comes to Ouagadougou every day from rural area. That's one. 80 to 90% of all the chicken produced in Burkina Faso are produced at the household level. Industrial production is just 10%. Individual families are producing these chickens to the extent that they are able to feed themselves and not import. They are landlocked, hard country. But what are some of the things when I was reviewing, because one of the biggest thing is the diseases from the chicken. What the government has done is to train a lot of vet technicians and make vaccination for chicken diseases to be affordable and accessible to all rural farmers, because most of the chicken they are consuming is produced from local homes. Now big poultry farm. They started photo shows, and I saw that as I travel from home to talk to people. Every other home you visit in Burkina Faso, they get some a chicken pen. Every family, so they consume the local chicken. They consume it, and now the studies have shown that 10 to 20% of Burkina Faso GDP is contributed from chickens. 10 to 20% of the GDP, yes. The overall agricultural GDP is 6%. I mean, in agricultural sector. Imagine, take a walk today to all our big markets. See the turkey, the chicken that are all in the market, 100% of them imported. Imagine if we're to flip that, and all of those chicken we are importing, we're able to reduce that by 50%, and we're able to produce education to local farmers. And the interesting thing is that most of the chicken people, Burkina Faso, I don't believe in American chicken, is their local breed. They have access to the local breed. They did a second study in Burkina Faso where they were looking at the children's health and nutrition. They showed that children, because they were funded by an American group, that the parent will give the children eggs. So it's local breed. They have access to knowledge. There is awareness, and there is a market, because the ordinary Burkina Faso, Burkinabe woman in the village is not competing with imported chicken from Europe. She knows that when her chicken is ready for the market, the collectors will come, they will go in the market, she will make her money. She doesn't have to worry that she's competing. There are policies that protect that market, that domestic market. So much to the pen they show consistently over the last 15 years.
You just spoke. And let me underscore as you continue before we forget it. Let's underscore the word protection for farmers. Go ahead.
So basically, there is access to the vaccines. It is affordable. It is cheaper. There is local breed. There is a market. The key is there is a market. The people ensure that there is a market. I also spoke about the part that it created a whole new industry, the collector and transporters. Imagine, Sellee, 20,000 chicken leaving from rural Liberia and coming Monrovia every day. How much money is going to go in the pockets of our people? You think we'll start to worry about free schools or free clinic when people can get money to send their children to school? They can send the money to the people. We are taking wealth from the urban center and giving it to the rural people. Because I don't know if you know, we are doing some research on Liberia, some group of colleagues are from Ethiopia. We have shown that 70% of the rural people are food insecure. Rural poverty is extremely high. Where we have the land, the fertile ground and rain, we are saying that 70%, which means every 10 rural person you check, 7 of them are poor. No one know why we can see people running behind empty fuel truck and many of them die. Because poverty will make enemy, including me, you. Poverty will make us do things that are suicidal, but because that's why the poverty, can you imagine? They have the soul. Burkina Faso get 20,000 chicken. That's 100,000 chicken every 5 days that leave from the rural area. Look at the job that is being created for the motorbike riders. Just by giving access to chicken, access to vaccination, access to veterinarian service to educate the people on the chicken and chicken illnesses. My friend who farm I visited, I saw the guy chickens. He's able to treat them locally through local leaves. He grows on plants, and they train them how to treat the chicken locally. Poultry industry, poultry is easy to grow. In fact, I was with Dr. Tema Awari. She's a Liberian who is now in Uganda. Whenever I'm in Uganda, we are together. She told me about a miracle that happened in Ethiopia. We were just discussing. She said, Ethiopia, there's an area we call the Tigray region. There's a rough area, almost desert. Plains does not go. They want to transform the people's life. They wanted to do cow. They want to crossbreed cow, but it was difficult. They went to goat. So there was an Ethiopian who chose to say, you know what? Let's try poultry. What the guys did, they took the baseline of the children's nutrition status. It was so bad. They came back in 3 years. The lives of the people and the children got transformed economically from poultry, because poultry can grow over a short period of time. It got improved. The children having access to protein, both the eggs and the meat. And Tigray got transformed by one person deciding that let's put this into poultry production. I've seen it for myself. I've traced it in Burkina Faso, and in Tigray, Ethiopia, a whole region got transformed by poultry production. Thank you very much.
Okay, now you see, I'm sorry we are pressed with time, but Doug, when we launched this platform, this segment, we went 6 months talking, raising the anxiety of the Liberian people in the sector. But there, in my opinion, there was the lack of political will. You talk about protection of farmers. I see a young lady under the overhead bridge leading to a conference center, the Conference Center. In the box, she got over 20 full-grown, ready for consumption chickens. She stays there all day. No dead Liberian goes say, how much a chicken? You know why? These big shots, including myself, we drive and pack at supermarkets and open their refrigerators and asking for imported chickens that is already de-fed up and just ready to cook. We talk about protection. And so one of these days, if the lady shares some of the chicken with the boys who were there, watching cars. He said, but I don't see all the expenses I made. They don't want to buy my chicken. Everybody goes to the supermarket to buy protection. What can we do under that kind of situation?
Last week, Bishop Bama spoke about this. He said, it has to be a will. When he said, well, let's just start, for example, all of our meetings, let's start with the government meetings, our workshops. We insist that in those meetings and workshops, we have locally produced Liberian food, Liberian rice. We have locally produced Liberian chicken. Everything in the world is supply and demand is market. When people get market, they will produce. We can say Liberian on zero, but they get on zero Liberian. If we can't be intentional in creating markets, that will be a problem. So what is happening? We're taking the wealth from our people's pocket and putting it in the pocket of the Lebanese. I was saying I was at one of the hotels one time, the guy came to me. I bought food, my American friends, and he said, look at the food that I have to import. That guy, thank God to a heart. Let's start with simple thing that all government functions, we should make sure it's supported by Liberian farmers and Liberian businesses. No shortcut business. Let's do that. We maintain quality. We start with our functions. You see, you can only move when you have pride and dignity in your own. If you have pride and dignity in your own, because then you encourage these poor farmers. And if you think in the bigger picture, if I buy chicken from the young lady, I'm helping her to send her child to school. I'm helping her to go back and produce more chicken. Today it was 10 chicken. If she comes in 24 hours and all those chicken are bought in a single day, she is encouraged to produce 20 chicken. Then we reduce this too much dependency. But we got to be intentional and say we'll go for Liberian produce for our occasion. Let's start that simple. And then we'll start encouraging our friends and partners when they come from away for meeting. We let them to go see these chickens and farm. These are the same people, the Burkina Faso under worse condition, harsher climate, and all of that. Yet instead they support their farmers. You see the way we go to the place to eat all the time when I'm there, where they do the grilled chicken. People come enormous, proud of their chickens. So for us, we got to be intentional. We start first with some actions, then we begin to move to policy. Maybe 1 year we say 10% all chicken now will be Liberians. We go 20%, 15%. But we start with just simple things that all occasions that are supported by the government or government funding must give Liberian farmer, Liberian produce the priority. And we should follow it through so no one can corrupt that system.
It's a way of creating wealth, actually. And those in the sugarcane business, they got similar concern. Those who have a distillery, the Indians import the chemicals. They don't buy the natural one produced here to process it into spirit. They will prefer importing in those blue barrels. Then farmers are left with nothing, sometimes with little or nothing protection. So we have to expand on this.
I have a story. Sorry for cutting off. Someone told me a very painful story. One guy in the Ministry of Finance at the time, I wouldn't call his name for his own sake. He said, I want men that own same barbecue. Sam started producing local juice. He was going interior buying ginger and making juice. You know what Lebanese guys did? They went and bought a goose, a large quantity of juice, and because they wanted to put him out of business, they sold the goose at a loss. And poor Sam could not compete with them for a long period of time. He had to withdraw. So, like I said, the goose was in the market. Sam was selling it $10 with all his local production. Those guys were able to import baby 8 for $8 and sold it for $4. And they maintained the sale of $4 until Sam went out of business. This is someone in the Ministry of Finance telling me that.
Yes.
We have to protect our people.
There is this testimony from the Liberian businessman. I heard from the head of the Patriotic Business Association. The guy said there are a couple of procedures you have to follow to be a rice importer. One cardinal one is to own a warehouse within a free port. So this Lebanese merchant, I'm not trying to be xenophobic. He uses purchasing power and leases all the warehouses, even though he was not using them, just to stop that Liberian from importing. Until the news broke, his friends felt the pinch too. They came to the Liberian and said, but guess what? This guy leases all the warehouses. He's not using them because he does not want you to compete with him. You don't have a warehouse, you can't import rice in your own country. We have to expand on this topic next week. But let's hear from you.
Cheers outside, just put him back.
Oh, cheer you. Who put you outside? I see you again.
Sorry, I just went out, but I couldn't get back in. Thank you. To add up quickly to what Dr. To what Dr. Fala said. In order, because I was in Africa for the government day in 2000, there where I went to school. So what the government need to do here is to empower locals and promote the local farmers, and then impose high tariffs or taxes on the imported chicken so that the local farmer can be able to compete. Because what happened here, the imported chicken here is very cheaper. So you notice that more people will go for that as compared to the organic one that is produced locally. So when more taxes are imposed on it, the prices get higher, and then the local chicken get cheaper. People will definitely adapt to that system and eventually integrate and start buying the local one as compared to the imported one. And another thing is, the bottom line is that you should firstly be patriotic. You see what Ivory Coast today, everything works because the citizens themselves, everybody is very, very patriotic. Love for country comes first above everything. So when we start to cultivate those kind of attitude, definitely we are going to get a big win within this fight. So I just want to stop here and we can expand on this topic maybe in the next how they call it meeting. Yes. Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, Doc, thank you so much. And we're back here Tuesday. So we believe that you people can be our pinned panelists, and we can bring panelists who will just come as guest panelists, but you people will remain as pinned panelists. We are working hard to get the new Minister of Agriculture, Dr. Nuta, yes, who will form part of some of these panel discussion on the way forward on agriculture. As a matter of fact, the Minister of Agriculture issued a press release today denouncing a social media publication of grant opportunities for Liberian farmers. The ministry said it is a tabloid. Do not apply. People are intending to infiltrate, and maybe you pay to them as equated to the Yahoo boys in Nigeria. Be mindful. The ministry said they are not the one on social media announcing grant for Liberian farmers. Gentlemen, thank you. We have to go. See you next Tuesday.
Doc?
Doc, are you there?
Thank you so much. Yeah.
So Doc, yes, the research about the equipment, we will talk about it this coming week. We'll talk about it this coming week. All of the articles that you send me, then we can reach you at the end of the week and then come out and discuss it because it's very important. I was at the
No, it is. It is. We're
Yeah,
picking up those $30 million worth of equipment. You're so right. 30 million. And then I thought, I thought how to find the video for you. I mean, last time someone was showing the equipment. If you see the video, I will still find it. Those equipment was supported by the Libyan government just before the war. 30 million to transform agriculture in Foya. What became of those equipment? They are seated somewhere getting rusty. And farmers are crying for mechanized farming. Okay,
Yeah,
brother.
and the ADA, another ADA project, I remember very well. Most of those engines have crossed into Guinea and sold already. The rest,
Oh my God.
the rest, they are in the savannah grass in Foya.
You know where everything.
Yeah.
I know we got to send you guys to get the video. You have to show the video to Liberian people. This is very sad. $30 million worth of equipment. And all the time we come on the show, farmers are crying. They don't have access to equipment to do large planting and harvest. This is a strange country we have. Our country is strange. We got they can change. Yeah.
Local farmers are protesting. I think last week in Bon County for the scene a lack of support, no equipment, and they are calling on not protesting, but they were asking for help. Yeah, but anyway.
Thanks, guys. See you Tuesday.
Okay, man. Thank you so much for the opportunity, Magdalene and Sellee. This is great. Thank you, Chie.
Okay, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye.